Hello dear children, welcome to the maths class. Now till last day we were dealing with the branch of mathematics known as algebra. So there are different branches of mathematics, one by one we are dealing. So we have now dealt with the algebra part of mathematics. Now today we'll be learning about yet another one branch of mathematics. Now before going into detail of that, so just go back to your lower classes when you were first admitted to class 1, the first day at school. See, your parents would have brought you to the your parents would have taken you to the class. They would have left you at the entrance of the primary block and they would have gone. So evening they'll be eagerly waiting to ask you about your position, where you were sitting. Basically, all parents would like their children to sit in the first bench only. Am I correct? Isn't it? Most of us, including me, would like to make our children sit in the first bench only. Everybody wants their children to sit in the first bench only. Is it possible? No. So, the first question what they ask is, where were you sitting today, my dear? Where were you sitting today? So, at that time, when you were so small, just 5-year-old child, you will be saying, I was sitting next to some child's name, you may say, or you may say, I was sitting this side, that side. You cannot exactly give your position, isn't it? Then your parent will be asking whether it was close to the door, whether it was close to the window side, or was it near to the teacher's desk, something like that. They want a clue to get to identify your position, isn't it? Same thing. See, now if I ask you, you can very well say, you will say, okay, I was sitting in this row, this bench, this row. You will very well say it now. But at that time, you were not able to describe your position. Now, same thing happens, supposing you are going to come to my house. Okay, you are going to come to my house. Now, what all things you would like to know if you want to come to my house? First thing what you should know is, where am I staying? Then some location I'll be giving you. See, now it is very easy using the apps. It is very easy for us to locate a position. But without the use of the app, how you are going to locate the position? So then you'll be, okay, some landmark you will ask, okay, just near to such and such building or such and such office or something like that, we can say. Apart from that, we require which lane. And nowadays you have got all these house numbers and all, isn't it? Association numbers are there, so it is easy for us. But still, to locate it, you require whether it is street 1, street 2, street 3. And then in that street, which house number? Which house? Is it the 4th house? Is it the 5th house? Or is it the 10th house? Or is it the first house? So there you require 2 parameters to find the location of my house. What is one? One is the street, which street, and second is which house. In the street, which house. So you require minimum of 2 parameters to describe the position of my house. Clear? Now in the higher class, last year's, just think about last year's class. Any one class will just have an imagination. You were sitting. See, if you're asked, where is your position? Can you tell me where is your position in the class? Then you will say, see, from the door, you will give a location. Actually, that is a location. From the door, the 4th row, 3rd column. So there you are having rows and columns. What are rows? Rows are horizontal ones. These are rows and these are columns. So you will say 4th row, 3rd column. Okay, then I can have, yes, 4th row, 3rd column. This is the position of such and such child. You can have that visualization in your mind. So there also you are requiring 2 parameters. Which are they? The rows and columns. So everywhere you require a minimum of 2 parameters to describe your position. So today we'll be learning about that branch of mathematics which is dealing with to locate the position of a object in a particular plane. Now, this concept or this branch of mathematics which describes the position of an object is what is called as coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry. Now, why this name was given or how this name came into existence and all we will see further. As you go along with the class, you will understand how this name had come to this particular branch of mathematics. So, what is this branch of mathematics which deals with locating the position of an object? It is the coordinate geometry. Now, one more example I may give. Supposing, say I mark a point over here. I am marking it here. Now, I will be asking you, can you describe this position? So, there you will say, is it from the right side of the board or is it from the left side of the board? How far is it is from the top of the board? How far it is from the bottom of the board? Two of these things if you get, you can very well describe the position. Now, this concept has its credit to be given to a French philosopher and a great mathematician of the 17th century by name René Descartes. See, I don't have the picture of René Descartes. You can refer your textbook. You have got a picture of René Descartes there. See, René Descartes gets the honor of giving an idea or giving more about how to locate the position of an object. There's a big story behind how he came into this concept. Now, one day he was just lying down in his bed and he was looking at the ceiling of the room. He saw a small spider moving. Then he was just observing the spider and he was thinking, okay, now the spider is here, it is moving. So how far it will be from this side, how far it will be from that side, like that he had an. Then he thought, how can I make others understand the position of this particular spider? So that thinking made him develop the concept of coordinate geometry. Understand? And the system which uses this concept for determining the position came to be known as Cartesian system. And that name was given Cartesian system in honor to René Descartes. So what was the system used? The Cartesian system. So the name was given as an honor to René Descartes, who just found out this system. How we can locate the position of an object? We require two parameters for locating the position. Now, how René Descartes came to this Cartesian system, or how did he explain about the Cartesian system? That we will see now. Now, we have learned in our lower classes to represent a number. We use a number line. So the same concept of number line we are making use for the Cartesian system also. Here we will be using two number lines. Two number lines are taken. How is a number line? How you are getting a number line? See, you will be drawing a line. You will have one particular point to be the main center, the main center, and then you will have the positive values along the right side and the negative numbers taken along the left side. So here you are having the positive, here you are having the negative, and this you will be taking it as 0, which is the center. You assume that to be the center. So here you are having the numbers, all positive numbers. Here you are having all the negative numbers. So this is a number line. So in this Cartesian system, we are taking two number lines. And the number lines are, see, when you take two number lines, see, it will be like this, isn't it? So if you take the two number lines parallel to one another, will it give any position? No. So what you're going to do is, you will place the number lines perpendicular to one another. Perpendicular means crossed. One perpendicular to the other in such a way that the zeros of both the number lines coincide. Coinciding means it will be one above the other. Both the zeros will be one only. When you look into the number lines, it will look as if the zeros are one only. So how you are placing the number line? The number lines are placed perpendicular to each other. Now let us see how we are going to represent that here. So here we are having the number lines. Two number lines I have taken and I have placed it perpendicular to one another such that their zeros coincide. So now we are having one horizontal number line and one vertical number line. They are placed in such a way that they are perpendicular to each other. Now here we are having the positive values, here the negative values of the horizontal number line. Now here we have the positive values and here we have the negative values of the vertical number lines. Now these number lines, when you place it in this way, the number lines are now no longer known as number line. We call them as axis. A-X-I-S. Axis. Now by convention, the horizontal number line is called as x-axis and the vertical number line is called as y-axis. So what are axes? Axes are actually the number lines. The horizontal number line we call it as x-axis and the vertical number line we call it as the y-axis. Plural, this is singular, axis. Plural is axis, A-X-E-S, axis. So we are having two axes, which are the axes, x-axis and y-axis. Is it clear? So now we are going to mark the axis. Now this is the positive, so I am marking it as x. This is the point O I am considering where both the number lines or both the axes meet. I am taking this as the point O. What actually is here? Here it is 0. And this side I am marking it as x dash, indicating these are all negative values. The same way y-axis I am going to mark. This side is positive. This side negative I am going to mark it as y dash. So the two axes are XO x dash and YO y dash. The x-axis is XO x dash and y-axis is YO y dash. Is it clear for you? Okay, so now we have seen the axis. Now look at this figure. The x and y axis divide this plane. The board is a plane. The plane is divided into 4 equal parts. See, these axes divide this plane into 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equal parts. Each part is called as a quadrant. Q-U-A-D-R-A-N-T. Quadrant. So what do you call each part that the axis divide the plane into? Each is called as a quadrant. How many quadrants? 4 quadrants. Now how are these quadrants going? The naming of the quadrants. See, you know what is clockwise and anti-clockwise movement? Clockwise movement means along the motion in which the clock moves. Clock moves from right to left. That is clockwise. Anti-clockwise means against the motion of the clock. So that will be from left towards the right. So our quadrants are also going from left to right. So our first quadrant comes here. This is the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. And this is the fourth quadrant. So the axis divide the plane into 4 parts. Each part is called as a quadrant. Which are the quadrants? 1, 2, 3 and 4 quadrants. How are they placed? They are placed in a anti-clockwise direction. So first, second, third and fourth quadrant. This much is clear for you. Now when you look into this plane, this particular plane where we are having the axis and the quadrants, this complete plane is called as, either you can call it as the XY plane, or you can call it as the Cartesian plane, because this deals with the Cartesian system. So it can be called as the Cartesian plane, or it can be called as the coordinate plane. Is that clear? Because you require two parameters for describing the position. That is why it is called as a coordinate. You require two coordinates for describing a position of an object in this plane. So this plane which contains the axis, which are the axis? X-axis and Y-axis, plus the four quadrants which are placed how? In the anti-clockwise direction, is called as the XY plane or the Cartesian plane or the coordinate plane. Is it clear for you? Now we will be seeing how to locate a position in this Cartesian plane. We will see that how we are going to locate a particular given position, how you can identify that position in the Cartesian plane. Now we have a Cartesian plane here. Cartesian plane or XY plane or the coordinate plane drawn here. Now what is that plane? You have the X-axis, Y-axis and the four quadrants. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. All these together will make the XY plane. Now how to identify a position? Now as I told you, to identify the position you require two parameters. So supposing I am having a point like this. I am marking a point here, say P. I am going to identify what this point is. Now before coming into that, one small point I have to say. See, this XOX dash, that is x-axis, and YOY dash, y-axis will meet at the point O, where the zeros of these two number lines are coinciding. This particular point where both the lines coincide or meet is called as the origin. What is it called as? Origin. So O is the origin. Now coming to the point P. Supposing I want to locate this point. What is this point? So to locate the point, I require two coordinates. They are called as the X and Y coordinates. That is, you have taken two number lines. So the position will be based on these two axes. So you will have a point on the x-axis. You will also have a point on the y-axis, represented on the y-axis. So those two will give you the position of this particular point in this plane. So you are having the coordinates. Now let us see how you are going to find the coordinates. For that, from P, I am going to draw perpendiculars. So I am drawing perpendicular from the point P to the x-axis. I am marking it as PA, and from the point P to the y-axis I am marking it as PB. So I have drawn two perpendicular lines. One is from the point to the x-axis. The other is from the point to the y-axis. These are perpendicular lines. Now how you are going to find the x and y coordinates? The perpendicular distance from the x-axis. The perpendicular distance from the x-axis, that is PB. measured along the x-axis, perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis will give you the x-coordinate. So what is the x-coordinate? The perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis will give you the x-coordinate. Now x-coordinate is called also as abscissa. What is it called? AB abscissa. Abscissa. What is abscissa? Abscissa is the x-coordinate. Now how will you find the x-coordinate? It is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. So PB is the measure of abscissa. So here what is this distance? Along the x-axis, you see this line, how much? It is 4. So the x-coordinate is 4. Now how to find the y-coordinate? The y-coordinate will be the perpendicular distance from the x-axis. Perpendicular distance from x-axis, that is PA, measured along the y-axis. The measurement is taken along the y-axis. The perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along the y-axis will give you the y-coordinate. And y-coordinate is also called as ordinate. Ordinate. So here let us find what is the ordinate. It's a perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along the y-axis. So this much PA. So how much is PA here? This will be 3 units. So y-axis it is equal to 3 units. In the, sorry, not y-axis, the y-coordinate is 3 units. So now how to represent this point? As a convention, the x-coordinate value will be written first, then the y-coordinate, and it is always written as a ordered pair. That is, any point can be represented as px comma y. This is an ordered pair. Px comma y means this is the x-coordinate, this is the y-coordinate. This is the point what we are seeking. So x-coordinate is also called as abscissa. Y-coordinate is also called as ordinate. And what is origin? Origin is the point where both the axes meet. Now let us try to write the coordinates for this particular point P. This will be, what is the abscissa? Abscissa is 4. And what is the ordinate? 3. So this point P is 4, 3. The position is 4, 3. 4, 3 tells you that it is 4 units away from the y-axis and 3 units away from the x-axis. That is the meaning. Just as you have seen about the class case, where you are sitting from the door, 4th row, 3rd column, like that. Here this axis is taken into consideration. So from the x-axis, at what distance? From the y-axis, at what distance? That is being marked here. So px comma y. This is by convention, we'll be writing it as px comma y. Now supposing I have say this particular point. I am marking this point. Let this point be Q. I am going to find what are the coordinates of the point Q. For that, what I should do? First draw the perpendicular to the x and y axis. Okay, this is a perpendicular I have drawn. Now, this point Q is at what unit away from the y-axis? It is 2 units, but this 2 is represented along which axis? The negative x-axis, or it is along x dash. So this point, when you say, it will be noted as minus 2. So it is at a distance of 2 units from the y-axis. Now, at what distance is it from the x-axis? It is at a distance of 1 unit from the x-axis. So what are the coordinates, or what are the abscissa and ordinate for this particular point Q? This will be, the x coordinate is minus 2 and y coordinate is 1. Now let us try to find this particular point. What are the coordinates for this point? I am going to mark it here. Say let this point be R. Let us find the coordinates for this point. So for that, what I should do? Drawing a perpendicular from the x-axis, also drawing a perpendicular from the y-axis. Now the point R will be what is the x coordinate or abscissa? Abscissa is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. So along the x-axis, this is minus 5. So it is 5 units along the negative x-axis. So this abscissa will be minus 5. And what is the ordinate? Ordinate is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along the y-axis. So along the y-axis, where does this come? Minus 3. So the point is minus 5 comma minus 3. Now supposing I am having a point over here. So I am marking this particular point. So again I am going to draw the perpendicular. Okay, let this point be S. So I am going to mark this S. Find out what are the coordinates. So what would be the abscissa by now? You should be able to identify the abscissa and ordinate. What is the abscissa here? Abscissa is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. What is this? 4. It is taken along which direction? Along the positive x. 4 comma. Now see the ordinate. Ordinate is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis, from the x-axis measured along the y-axis. So how much? 4 units. Because it is along the negative y-axis, you will mark it as minus 4. So the point is 4 comma minus 4. So this is how you are identifying the points. Now supposing, what is this point? That is this O. What are the coordinates for the point O? What is the perpendicular distance from x-axis? That is, what is abscissa? Is it moving somewhere? No, it is at 0. What is the perpendicular distance from y-axis? It's also not moving. That also 0. So what will be the coordinates for the origin? 0, 0. The origin will have the abscissa and ordinates as 0. Because this is the place where both the axes meet or originating. They are originating here. Now supposing I am taking this particular point. This particular point I am taking. How to find, say let us take this point as T. How to find the coordinates of this particular point. Now see this point. Where is this point coming? This is on the number line. On the axis. Which axis? It is on the x-axis. Where it is? Along the positive x-axis. Now how to find the coordinates? How you are going to find the coordinates? Now what is the perpendicular distance from y-axis? Which will give you the abscissa. Which is a perpendicular distance. See, can we draw a perpendicular anywhere here? No. Why? Because this is on the axis. So you can measure like this. What is the perpendicular distance from y-axis? It is 6 units. So the abscissa is 6. What about the ordinate? What is the perpendicular distance of this point from the x-axis? There is no perpendicular distance as the point is on the x-axis. So what will be the ordinate? The ordinate will be 0. It is here only. Clear? Supposing you are having a point here. Say let us mark it as M. the point M. How you are going to find the coordinates? So it is along which axis, or it is on which axis? It is on the positive y-axis. Y-axis, positive side. Now there, what is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis? The perpendicular, or let us go for the other way. What is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis? Perpendicular distance from the y-axis is the abscissa. What is the perpendicular distance? Can you find a perpendicular distance? No. Where is it? It is on the y-axis. So the perpendicular distance is 0. And what is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis? You will be measuring it along the y-axis. Where is it? 5 units. So this point will be 0, 5. So understood these points on the x and y-axis? The point on x-axis will be given as x, 0. At x-axis where it is, that value will be written, and y-coordinate or the ordinate will be 0. Same way, point on the y-axis, how you will do? The x-coordinate or the abscissa will be 0, and the ordinate or y-coordinate will be at wherever it is on the y-axis. So now, without any further delays, you should be able to say what this particular point is. It is along y-axis, negative y-axis. So this point will be what? X coordinate will be, or the abscissa will be 0. The ordinate is -6. Very soon you can find it. Same way, how will you mark this particular point? This point is, it is on the negative x-axis. So the x abscissa or x coordinate will be -4 and y coordinate will be 0. There is no perpendicular distance from the x-axis. So is it clear how to locate a point on the plane, xy plane? So just remember what we have learned today. We have learned about the xy plane. How is xy plane formed? It is formed of the x and y axis along with the quadrants. That is, the axis divide the plane into 4 equal parts. Each is called as a quadrant. The quadrant goes in an anti-clockwise direction, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then we have seen what is origin. Origin is the point where both the axes meet or originate. Then to locate the position of a particular point, it is always, we require two coordinates or two parameters. That is the x coordinate and y coordinate. The x coordinate is called as abscissa and the y coordinate is called as ordinate. Now how you are finding the position of this x and y coordinates, or what are the values of the x and y coordinates? X abscissa or x coordinate is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis, and ordinate or y-coordinate is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along the y-axis. And then we have seen how to locate all these points or identify the points, or what are the coordinates of the given points. Origin, the ordinates will be 0, 0. Any point on the x-axis will be x, 0, and any point on the y-axis will be 0, y. Is that clear for you? Thank you, children.